Like, you have this athlete that's not getting what it needs, and then on top of that, there is a lot that you need to be doing so different on walks because you've got this ball of craziness. You have a lot to learn to deal with a ball of craziness. This is Sophie. This is video number 2. I posted a video of her yesterday. This is the second half of the session. What I'm going to talk to you guys about in this video, I'm going to go back and forth between original audio and this voiceover. What I'm going to talk to you about in this video is exercise and mental stimulation and the need for it with certain dogs, the proper way to give it to your dog, how to give it, all that good stuff. I want you to see something she does right now though first. Watch this. Boom. See that? I'm going to slow it down for you. Jump, hit, funky move. Now, you saw in the video yesterday me tell you that right when the dog came out of the car and I looked at her eyes, her body, and her tail, I knew the most important, I was 95% sure in the first minute, the most important thing for this dog and this owner was mental and physical stimulation. Does that mean we don't need basic obedience? No, of course we need that. Does that mean we don't need to find this dog a job? No, of course we need that. Does that mean this dog isn't fearful? No, all that stuff is true. But the big thing, the main thing is in the short term and the long term to get this dog the proper mental and physical stimulation for this dog. You're going to hear me say in the original audio in a little bit how this dog is an athlete. And she is. She's just built a little different than most dogs. Prince might be kind of with her on that, on the needing to run and be physical. That jump on Prince, how many, if you've been to dog parks a ton, you've probably seen that a few times. If you haven't, you've probably never seen a dog do what you just saw there. Leave all 4 paws, leave the ground with 4 paws, and hit the dog sideways. It was a weird move. What did that tell us right there? It told us the physicality of this dog, this pent-up energy she has to even just jump like that, and the physicality of her. When dogs are really physical, this is what I've seen over the years. When they want to get rough, they want to get in there, they want to hit dogs, not in a mean way, by any means. This dog is in no way dominant, is in no way aggressive. But she wants to get all this energy out, and the best way to get it is to play as rough as possible. You've seen me in videos talk about that. So this dog is an athletic dog who needs this stuff. So we bring out other dogs. One of the things I wanted to do in this session is to get her playing with a ton of dogs. Now, and here's the thing too. It can actually help in the long run, this one session of playing with dogs. In the long run, I'm not talking about did this lady probably have the best day with her dog the night after this session and into the next day? See the butt flick there? Okay, I don't know why I did it. I wasn't looking that closely as it happened, but I think it was just this constant head down pull, and I'm over it. Butt flip, learn to turn around when the leash is on, when I'm grabbing your collar, it's not a pull where you want to go. So I just did that little butt flip. So she needs this. She needs to get this out, and the best way is physical. Now you can see her. Now you can see the physicalness. It is not a waste of time or money for her to come out and learn about her dog and get her dog with our dogs. Now, if she wanted to pay me to come out and just play with dogs more, I would not do it. I'd say, listen, you can do this other places. You don't need me to do this. We need to move on after this session. But this session is exactly what this dog needs. She probably had the best night, the best day, and it can actually oddly carry over. And you may not believe me, but you have to believe me, for dogs that have not played with other dogs, almost ever in life, it can carry over for the rest of their life. I know it sounds crazy. Okay, original audio. So, playing and getting energy out with dogs is good. She's getting physical energy out that trust me, is not happening even as much with Calcifer as it is today. And then more importantly, mentally she's getting tired, which isn't happening with Calcifer at all, because it's the same thing in the same room, in the same It's oddly doesn't work like people think it does. It's like throwing a ball for a dog in a field. I've seen dogs run 5 miles obsessively chasing a ball. They get a little tired, and then an hour later they're ready to go again, because they really didn't get that tired because it was so mentally the same and unchallenging. Then they go on a walk or they play with dogs, they're exhausted. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so she's getting mentally tired. She's also desensitizing and getting better with dogs. And she's being challenged and being put in new situations. That is, you go get him. Go get in there. Get in the water. So I just told you that a dog that doesn't play with other dogs, or rarely does, and maybe rarely gets the exercise they need, comes to me for a 1-hour session, plays with a bunch of dogs, goes to a grass area, plays with a bunch of dogs. We put them in the pool. That's why I often put the dogs in the pool when they show up. They wrestle for the first time, but they don't even wrestle with one dog. They wrestle with 4 dogs. They do laps in the pasture that can actually change a dog for the rest of its life. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not saying it happens every time, but it actually happens. And I'm not saying it fixes the dog. I'm saying the dog's craziness level can sometimes drop by 10% after one session of doing craziness. And what happens is these dogs just have this pent-up energy. Now, lots of times it just comes back 2 days later. Sometimes it doesn't. Like the dogs, it's a new normal in energy level. They've chilled 10% after the session because it all came out for the first time ever. And then they just kind of settle into life a little bit. And they're just better. They're just chiller. Now, when it really happens is after a board and train. After 2 weeks of mental and physical stimulation of a board and train, every single young dog, it doesn't generally happen with old dogs, but young dog that comes to me, I tell the owner, there's going to be a new normal after this. Your dog's just going to be calmer. The calmness isn't from us training sits and downs and stays. The calmness isn't from us doing the leash method. The calmness isn't from training recall. The calmness is because they were mentally and physically stimulated, and they just became a chiller dog. Now, why am I letting the dogs play rough? Her tail's tucked at points, because if you want to dish it out, you got to take it. You see her jump on Prince earlier? She's got it in her to go, I'm going to body slam you, and then now I stop Prince from doing that. But I'm going to look at her now. Now she's like, oh, I'm ready to play rough. Well, then when they were playing rough, she was like, oh, I don't know about this. Well, if you want to play rough, but you can't just go, oh my gosh, I don't feel like it. She loves it. Plus, this was one of the whole goals was to get her jumping and wrestling and rolling on the ground and just get the tension out of her muscles today. And you can see a giant difference. I'd love to call the owner. She's going to come back soon and do a board and train, but I'd love to call the owner and just say, how was the dog the next day after this? And then the next day after that, and the next day after that. Because most likely the owner isn't going to say, oh, she just sprung back that night or sprung back the next day or even sprung back the next day. She'll probably say like, yeah, she's been really good for the last week. And the clients are always surprised about it, but it's because this one experience of mental and physical stimulation is a big deal. All right, I hope that makes sense, guys. But it goes to the whole point of this video, which is the need to get these athletic dogs doing what they need to do and doing it the right way. Walks do not do what's going on with this dog. I don't care how long your walk is. It's a different set of muscles. Okay, walks are great. And I'm going to give you at the end of this video my perfect exercise routine for a dog. Okay, not the most. Exhausting your dog every single day will make your dog a chill dog. We can't do that. Most people can't do that. Okay, she's meeting another dog. You guys have to have realistic stuff, right? Not walk my dog 4 hours a day. All right, so in a minute, at the end of this, after I go back to the original audio for a few minutes, we're going to talk about your dog having a job. Because you guys in the comments were constantly talking about this dog needs purpose and this dog needs a job. Yes, the dog does, but mental and physical energy getting out enough every day and a job are two totally different things. She needs to play with a lot of dogs. She's got too much energy, too much athleticism for us not to let her to wrestle and be stimulated. I mean, all the smelling is like good for, I mean, I stop them because it's annoying to me, but like, it's just good for their brain. It like stimulates the brain and does good things for them. And this can be the most tired your dog has probably ever been today. And that's like a little win, you know?
Win for Calcifer, he'll be happy.
Huh?
For Calcifer, he'll be happy.
He'll be happy. Yeah, she's like a nightmare to him.
Yeah.
You know? And it's a lot to ask him to deal with it. Leave it! And then we'll go on walks and we'll bring her out for people coming over, like for clients, and do the thing. And I honestly think she'll be way better at the end of the board and train with just in general liking people. She'll see kids.
Yeah, I've just been too afraid because she's just a nut. I mean, she lunges and bark, you know, it's like, and nobody wants to go near her.
Yeah.
People like look at her, I get these looks like, oh my God, it's that mean dog, you know, people have said that to me. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm trying.
In that clip, you heard her mention another dog named Calcifer. I trained her other dog years ago, and Sophie is just a terror to the other dog. And this lady said to me what hundreds, if not thousands of people have said to me over the years. And I'm going to talk to you about it right now real quick. She said, the people come out, I don't know if it's exactly what she told me, but people come out and I go, how much exercise mental stimulation does your dog get? And they go, oh my gosh, he gets so much. He just runs around the backyard all day with my other dog. And I say the exact same thing to them, and I've said it hundreds of times. And I look at them and I go, it doesn't matter. The same dog in the same yard really doesn't matter. It's better than nothing, but it's not what you guys think it is. I can't tell you how many people have looked at me and said that exact thing and just gone, oh yeah, they get a ton of exercise in the yard. No. It doesn't matter. The dogs need different dogs to be mentally stimulated than they need outside of the house to be mentally and physically stimulated. It's just how it works. It's just how their brains work. This dog was the most tired after this day than it's ever been in its life. It was only an hour session. This is not the most... If you throw a ball for a dog for 2 hours, they won't be as tired as they were after 30 minutes of playing with another dog, because a ball and the zone that they go into, see how physical she is not mentally stimulating. It's the same thing. Playing with the other dog in the house they play with every day for 3 hours is not as mentally stimulating as playing with a new dog for 30 minutes. It's just the truth. And that's a big part of this video, and what I want you guys to understand is the newness of the environment and of the other dogs. This dog's brain right now is working on figuring out how to play with these other dogs and countering the moves, because Calcifer, which is the other dog in the house, does the same thing. Well, she's got to figure out how to play with Hector and how to play with Prince. Do you see the athleticism in this dog? You're going to hear what I tell this lady in a minute, which I think is kind of interesting. Okay, so back to some audio. Luckily, he can't catch her, but he's really persistent. She likes to just get chased. Yeah, she also look at her hair up.
Yeah, this is what she does with Calcifer. He will run it crazy around the backyard, and it drives him crazy. He tries to get her, you know, he can't. She just loves it. She jumps over around him like he's an ostrich, go under him, everything.
This goes to my point of needing to get this dog running. You see what she's doing? Like, she enjoys the chase, but I don't think that that chase is her main point. I see a dog who's running in a circle just to get energy out. After all she's done today, she's still just going, like, she's like a real athlete that we're not satiating any of it. Oh my God, you guys, making me dizzy. Her hair is so up.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't even know what she's stimulated by. Look at that. Which we got to be careful. If he goes at her a little bit, she could go back.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is, see, that's what will happen. It's like, okay, I can do it to you, but you can.
But good news is she's 11 months, so it's like, it's just not going to be like like real aggression. It's going to be half-assed, if that makes sense, because she's young. Dogs get better at aggression. What?
She gave him Calcer a bike.
Yeah, I know. I don't mean to be minimizing what's going on with you and like the nervousness and the biting calcifer hard and he's got a scar. I don't mean to be minimizing it, but I've said it multiple times, like you have this athlete that's not getting what it needs. And then on top of that, there is a lot that you need to be doing so different on walks because you've got this ball of craziness. You have a lot to learn to deal with a ball of craziness. So a lot of you in the comments wrote down that this dog needs a job, needs purpose. That is very true. A job is not the same as daily proper exercise. But let's talk about a job for a minute. So a job gives a dog correction. There's big jobs, search and rescue, service dog stuff. There's what I call medium jobs. That would be any sport, agility, fly ball. There's a lot of cart pulling. There's a lot of sports out there. All of those are jobs. Most people are not going to do that stuff. And even if you do that, you're going to do it kind of on a weekly basis. So here's a couple of ideas for jobs and how you should implement a job. I'm a big fan of a dog carrying their and your water in a backpack during walks. But here's how you got to present it. You got to go, okay, hey, it's your job to carry mommy's water, so I'm going to put it here now. And you kind of, the tone of everything is out of the norm. And you're like, you're doing something, you're helping, you're working. You got to talk to them about it. And they can pick up on the tone, and then they kind of feel like they have a purpose in life. All right. So this dog doing agility is not the answer to this dog. Will it help? Yes, but it's not what people kind of think it is, a job. So here is my perfect or proper exercise routine that anybody can do. Someone in Minnesota in the winter can do this, just like someone in San Diego. Someone who's older can do this, someone who works, someone who doesn't work. My answer is never exhaust your dog so it's easy, okay? People have to be given real world solutions. All right, so here it is. Ready? Walk your dog every day. I'm not saying walk your dog twice a day for 10 miles, but at least like every day or 5 to 7 times a week. Walking your dog gets them out in the world. They see trash trucks. They see workers. They hear planes. They desensitize to things that is very important. It's also you guys traveling together as a pack. It's very healthy. And they do get tired because you're out of your home, like I've said many times in this video. But that is not the only answer. This dog could probably walk 5 miles a day and it would still have sort of pent-up energy. It's got a lot of energy in its muscles. So you have to let the dog open up at least twice a week, okay? What is opening up? Wrestling with dogs, sprinting, but I don't even mean you running with a leash. You're not fast enough for your dog. Maybe on a bike, which I think is kind of dangerous, but at least they're sprinting, going to a new field and chucking the ball, okay? Where they're opening up, sprinting, playing or wrestling with dogs is probably a number one. Doggy daycare twice a week for not over 4 hours. They get all weirded out if you go over 4 hours. So hopefully that makes sense. Exercise. This video was about exercise and a dog that needs it. You saw the video yesterday. I'll post at some point. You'll see up in the right hand corner of your screen. I'll post that video from yesterday so you can watch it. I'll post it early on in this video. So if you see that, click it, watch the video, then watch this video. This dog needed the biggest fix for this dog is to get this nervous, fast twitch muscle energy out. Then we can do basic obedience. Then we can work on the fear. But we can't put the cart before the horse or it's going to be really frustrating for this owner. All right, like, subscribe. There's a little more to this video, but it's original audio. I believe that you have a athletic, dog that needs more exercise and different exercise and stimulating exercise. You saw how physical she was, and like she likes roughness and hitting and running, and she's getting you. I think you have thought she's getting that with other dog, and I had to explain like it doesn't matter. It's better than nothing, but it's not what you think it is. So the different dog stuff today and whatnot. I think that's number one. I don't think fear is your main concern. I think that's your main problem. Number two is there is fear and there is a fear period. So she's a little more fearful than like my dog was in his fear period. He really didn't hit a fear period. She's got both of those happening right now. So I think like when you got out of the car, we saw mainly just pent up nuttiness coupled with some fear in her, coupled with a fear period in her, and that's what we have and what you see in your difficulties. The answer is what I told you, probably born trained and whatnot. The other part of this is you and doing the right thing. Now, I think I'm very good with my clients about going like, but you don't know what to do. And I get it. Like you've got the pent up energy, the fear period, and the fearful dog. Then we've got trying to teach you, and you're like, yeah, but she's a little ball of craziness. I don't know what to do. Do I tell her sit? And so I don't really fault most people for it because you've got kind of this ball of nuttiness, and what do you do with it? But you have to learn what to do, and that's why we just did that little thing over there of like try to give her a little correction. And when she saw Dawson, and I told you to shake her shoulders out, like they're small things, but they're bigger than you think.
Yeah, because when we go on walks, I'm totally nervous because I'm just like, what's coming? Who's coming? And so I'm sure she feels that, and it makes her more crazy.
And most people at this point, I mean, I was a big business for dog training when you called me 2 years ago for Calcifer. Everything's different now because of YouTube. Okay, most people come out here have seen my videos and sort of follow the leash walking and the out of the house method. So I would start doing that as well. Okay? So that when she comes home from the board and train, you're like, I get it. I get what Joel's doing, and I don't have to explain it. And you're not hearing it for the first time. You've heard it many times on YouTube. I know. But I mean, there is fear in there. Yeah. But I just don't think it's the overriding everything.
Like even in the car.
I know.
The first time I had the car, she told me to try to get out. But each time, even today, like we're sitting in the car, she's sitting there shaking. She's shaking and she's looking at who's out there. I mean, I got her so she doesn't fully. Before she was attacking people through the car. When she would see them, even if we're driving by. But
I don't mean to continue to go back to the exercise thing, but dogs who have just pent up energy, they'll also shake. Oh. I've seen so many dogs, and I just see a dog when she got out of that car, and I saw her eyes and the way they moved, and I saw the way she moved. I just saw this ball of pent up energy that training isn't going to fix. We have to have a mix of all of it. Okay. I can't
I think she'd be great in something. If we could just.
No, I don't mean something like agility. I mean okay, we can get her a dog park. So you're going to a dog.
If we get her.
You live in PQ. Yeah. I think there's
plenty.
There's a bunch.
I've been afraid, honestly.
Twice a week to a dog park. Go nuts with your friends and sprint. And do what she did out here, which is these weird circles.
Yeah, she loves that.
And then I go on a walk every day with my dog, which you should be doing.
Yeah.
And then she plays with Calcifer at home. Okay, I'd say 3 times a week at the dog park. So you're going Monday, Thursday, Saturday. Because then the Monday will bleed into Tuesday. Then Wednesday you're back. And then, or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah, I've just been afraid. I've been afraid to take her.
Yeah. Which, you probably shouldn't have taken her until she's been here or after the board and train. Even today, if this dog, I don't want to necessarily tell you to take her because I don't want anything to happen. But the truth is, if you drive by a dog park and there's 2 dogs in there, she'll be great. We saw it today, but she's going to go in with a lot of energy. So you got to be careful. Would I go to a dog park with 20 dogs with this dog? No, I wouldn't go to a dog park with 20 dogs with my dog. Too many variables. There's going to be one bad dog in that mix, you know?
Yeah, because she'll fight.
Yeah.
She'll
Yeah.
watch out.
But she looked good today, right?
Yeah, she looked really good, yeah.
You know, with these good dogs.